Right, so I'm back here on the Banana Viking server again, dubbing the audio for an adventure I had with really the second half of the adventure that I had with Gepwin and Isix and Peter Taylor. You can see their boats are there with them in it. You can see them. You can't see the people, but they're out. They're there. I will continue to have these connection issues. I will attempt to bemoan them slightly less as this episode goes on. I think I milked that for all that I could last time. Can I get out of the boat without a glitch? God damn, it is a magical day in Minecraft land. Yeah, so now that we've got the whole gang together, we are going to go over to the Nether. We're going to see what that's all about. We're going to explore what our options are there. And then after this, the Southern Water Tribe there, Gepwin, Peter, and Isix, are going to go on and recalibrate the gate that they've got up there to help us facilitate traveling between the different sites more easily. Right now, they're getting some resources. I think, wanted some birch. Gepwin works with birch. I hate this stuff myself, but I had thought that I'd had some saplings of it on file, but I guess I didn't. And we're talking about the boundaries of my base, and this is right up along the chunk edge. So if I were to build a decent wall around this instead of the minimalist quasi-barrier art performance that is there right now, then I'd have to build inward from there to stay within the borders of the chunks. In case you guys haven't been keeping up, there's a path that goes through all of the chunks that make up my base area. It goes into and out of each chunk exactly once, and there's usually some cobblestone that separates the chunks. You can see the cobble here. And pass back by. I'm trying to clean up my inventory from the little village adventure. We just came back from a series of raids where raids on the village way out to the south. I'm just trying to get that out of my inventory. And I don't feel like putting it on the outside of my fortress, city, where the rest of the little guys are. Also, my iron boots that were kind of beat up were apparently completely used up in that raid on that village. So, easy come, easy go. And yeah, I'm going to bring some obsidian and a diamond pick and a motherfucking fucking flint and steel with me because I detest being trapped in the Nether. So it's just the worst. You never know when it's going to happen. So we're running around with our shields. I haven't quite realized it yet, but I don't think... No. We're going to swap shields later on. A little structure made out of andesite on the left there. It usually holds lava. I've currently pulled the lava out of it to do some smelting. So it is uncharacteristically dark and dangerous. I should leave that filled just for the functional purposes of providing illumination. Its function of holding lava is no longer necessary now that I got stuff done. So he's going to sleep here. So if we die in the Nether, we'll respawn here. I have not realized that I didn't sleep here since sleeping in the village. So that's going to be a fun one. So I believe at this point we're all kind of debating what sort of an intro to do and how we're going to do the telegenics of this. As you can tell, that's not usually something I worry about too much. I'm just here and saying things. And if you're still here, I assume you're down with that. And if you're not, then I assume it's impossible for me to address you unless you're psychically reading videos through some sort of telepathic power set you have. I decided to put my symbol on my shield, and that's going to come up later. So I think they decided to do something else, so I'm just sort of chilling around for this. I was doing some admin. See, the most important reason I think it is for me to actually finish those walls and get them good and uniform is just to make those banners more more better looking. Because as it sits, they don't need to go out there anyway. It's really just sort of a holding pattern, because the first creeper scrum I get into on the outside of those walls, those banners are going to be knocked off and destroyed. And then secondly, once I get good walls up, I'm going to need ways to get up that wall, which is going to require more texturing than a bunch of banners. Until I can climb those banners like fucking Robin Hood, they aren't doing me a lot of good out there. Oh yeah, we're talking about recipes. Peter's trying to remember the recipe for a shield, and so I am making what I call my visual aids, which are a series of item frames which can be used to physically demonstrate without words how to build things in Minecraft. Having 9 item frames to communicate build recipes in Minecraft shouldn't be necessary now that everybody has like a built-in library book. But obviously it still is. So there are some recipes people do not know, and you have to give them those recipes. So he figured it out while I was doing all that. So I at least got to spend my time productively while they're going through all of the painful words of trying to communicate things to other people. Surely the worst human experience possible. So, ultimately the goal is to just stay busy. Now we're doing our framing up for this. So that, I think Izik's got pretty good recording of this. I don't know how Geplin's audio turned out. I know he eventually needed the video for the previous section. I think he just wasn't recording for that part. I think he did record all this, and he probably recorded great stuff with it. He is, by virtue of the fact that he put some effort into making sure that he could record our voices, I assure you he's much better at this than I am. And there we go. And I love that one moment of self-sorting where we double up 2 and 2 on each of the gates. I don't know. I don't know how that really worked out. I think I rubber banded a little bit here. But yeah. So it's interesting. We immediately split apart because it is a really great place to have a nether portal. Look, that cliff doesn't end in lava-y death. We have lava here, we have soul sand, we have glowstone. It is an enclosed area, so ghasts are not going to pop up all that much. It is on solid netherrack. I mean, as solid as netherrack gets. It's just such a great place. This is the part where I figure if I'm going to be around other people, I'm going to ask about magma. I've had an apparent problem where I have mined magma, and then I put magma down, and the magma has been less bright. So I thought, hey, well, I'm here with people who also play Minecraft. I can maybe ask about that a little bit. And there's some hesitance here simply because my connection is real bad. So I'm trying to get magma to pull it up so I can put it back down, so I can not be a crazy person whenever I talk about this. But obviously that's not easy whenever, for every, 6 blocks I mine, 4 of them come undone. So, it's real great. Okay. What am I looking at? I don't know. So, at this point, the entire team has scattered in all directions just so we can fan out and explore. So, and see, it looks a little darker, but I guess it's not going to provide illumination while it's an object. So, and put it back down, and bam, fits in just fine. Swear to God, I put them down before and they look a lot darker. So anyway, I opted to get some magma while I was down here. Magma cubes. Anyway, they're pretty good. They're pretty good for water, because they put bubbles in the water and they make it so you can just kind of fall down the water safely. Until you hit the magma. Once you hit the magma, it's going to start burning you. Magma hot. So anyway, getting a little bit of this stuff, and So I'm just going to kind of strike out in this direction. Everyone's been marking their trails with torches, so in a way, almost nothing is marked with torches now. Because there's just a sea of, and my regular pickaxe broke. So instead of just making a crafting table and making a new stone pickaxe, I decided I'm just going to use my diamond pick for stupid reasons. Incredibly stupid reasons. So then I add to the problem by putting down my own torches, because why wouldn't I? Oh man. So there's Gepwin mining some glowstone. I think he has some build ideas using some glowstone, so I'll have to check in on him here in a bit. Maybe for those leaves I mentioned in the last video, where he puts leaves into the ground and they cover up a light source. So, and maybe torches, maybe glowstone works more organically with that. So there's a lava ocean. That's what you expect when you go into the Nether. You don't want it, but you expect it. So again, this little corner of the Nether is really hospitable. It's not wide open to the point of pointlessness. It is not enclosed to the point where you feel like you're just tunneling through little netherrack caves. It's a good combination. So Isix has found a fortress. And so we are trying to follow back on Isix's trail to find the fortress. And I guess it was this one, but I am not seeing it. The diamond pickaxe is way too much work to be in the Nether. There's nothing in this hole. Although I am getting closer to the fortress, it's just there's no way through here. So, and I come back at just the perfect time to see Gepwin find the trail. I'm having the worst time trying to get into a simple, like there's nothing there. It's just me not lining anything up correctly. I'm just too eager to get in there correctly. And that is a hole worth filling in. Although one thing I like about the Nether is you go in, you kind of go along the path of least resistance. They found some blazes. And you kind of work your way around, but then as you go over it more and more and more, you smooth the path. Whoop, there we go. And you smooth the path down so it gets easier to get to where you need to go in the Nether. So you end up with like these old wild trails, and then a series of very and this is just a leap of stupidity. Not a leap of anything really great, just a leap of stupidity. Now that I'm here, I'm trying to put torches down. I specifically equipped my shield a moment ago. And now I'm here putting torches down. Trying to put torches down. Everyone else is still talking about making a safe path down. So, because, I got down here real quickly, but I have no way to get back out. It was very short-sighted. But, come on. There you go. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of advanced scouting here. That is a dead end. So it turns out there's not a lot to this fortress. It's a very small one. And not too much else here. This should be generally the direction back towards. See, Isix just got into it. So. And then I guess I just got bored. I think they found something, so I'm going to run over and see whatever they're doing. So, with the teamwork part of this, now that we're all in a fortress together, because there's that blaze spawner over there. You can see that in the distance, and they're going to start a very I guess I could help them. I do have like a stack and a half of netherrack. I guess I could have shot down there, but probably taking down these blazes is better support. And then I just wander off because there's no other blazes. So I think they're getting that. That's still a hell of a dangerous stairway they're making. They said they didn't want to do this. There was debate about whether or not we wanted to break this. I'm about to die, by the way. I think I kind of had it on these two withers, but you can see I think I'm rubber banding a little bit. So in a second, it's all going to catch up with me. And I turn around, there's like two more, which is too many blazes. And then I realize I'm in the village. Go back in, change it today. Come on. And again, I shouldn't have fought anything with a connection that shady, that hairy. But I did. So, geez, all the XP I got fighting the pillagers goes away. But that's what happens whenever you're not careful. When you run off ahead of everyone else. I mean, and then admittedly, you charge into two blazes and two more blazes spawn around you. But, hey, he's doing some stuff. I think he just hasn't been on the server too much, Peter. So he hasn't had an opportunity to get all the achievements that come with doing basic stuff. I forget what Ice Bucket Challenge is. I assume that's whenever you put water on yourself, which I guess he couldn't do if he was in the Nether. So I'm not 100% sure. Into the Fire, I assume, is the achievement where you get on fire. I really don't pay attention. Usually, I just do something. And then it goes, whoever got this achievement. And I'm like, that's cool, fucking amazing. Glad that's a decent name for this achievement I just got. So, like I'll make cake and I'll go, the cake is live. I'm like, haha, portal. And then I'll fucking forget all about it 3 seconds later. So, it's fun times. It's a weirdly jutting piece of terrain down there. It's probably nothing. So, all the more reason to, as of right now, as of recording, I do have a nether gate set up in the village. So we can go from the village to here. I probably need to fence it in on the nether side because villagers will invariably walk into it and fuck it up. I'm like, probably fence it in on the village side. Keep villagers in and keep zombie pigmen from getting out. Same way I got this thing fenced in. So, I'm going to go and get some stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get my old armor back again. That busted up suit of armor gets more mileage than it has any right to. Nope, just going to go right back in. Good for me. Oh, someone's out. Oh, they have my stuff, I think. The Gepwin just came out, and he had some things. That's good. Oh, there we go. And I've slept since this, so I don't recall things. I'm not sure if that coal is mine or not. Anyway, I do enjoy the Nether. I kind of wish that our fortress was a little better. It's a cool idea. I think it's a big enough departure from the normal rules of Minecraft that it justifies being a whole other world and not just another biome. I mean, I'm cool with a biome like this. The deal is that I think, the biomes should be a little more distinct. Biomes should have things that are unique. I think that the extreme hills they're the only places where emerald ores spawn. I think that's great. I love that kind of unique resource in certain terrains. Mesa biomes have all of the, terracotta? No, I'm not thinking with teamwork by making myself a platform up to the top. What do you want, man? I just died. I want my stuff back. Like I mentioned before, I am super needy about that. Yeah. And I think in this time, Isix has made this is part of the ramp that Isix made up. I believe he lined it with cobble. So I was talking about it being dangerous, but we made it safe. So, and now they are sealing this in a manner I have never seen before. It's fascinating. I got some of my stuff back, so I'm feeling good. And so I'm just going to poke around there's a skeleton there. I think look at all of the blazes in there, and then it's just not being sealed. It's got a lot of gaps in there. And sure enough, I mean, we got some more deaths coming from this very spawner. I don't know how I'm so peacefully coexisting with that skeleton on the left. I think maybe he's just a chill dude. I think maybe he's just like that. Oh, fuck. That's fucked me for fucking just staring like an idiot at the dangerous mobs. I mean, by all rights, that skeleton should have lit me up and not. Yeah, shit. So, I'm looking around trying to get a hang on just where this fortress is. Oop. And so I actually grabbed that. I'm like, yeah, I guess the social norm here is to pick up other people's things. So I had to compare our bows and make sure that I wasn't going to get them mixed up. So I could find some difference between them. But he has an infinity bow, so that makes it pretty easy to tell the difference. So we twaddle around a little bit. Neither one of us can decide where we want to meet up to throw stuff back. We're like, well, if it's easier for you, When really it's just like, I'm going to meet you. We should just make a decision. But it was like working with other people you don't know too well. Once you know other people well, you can be like, yeah, come get your shit. And then I think Geplin puts down a chest. No, I put down a chest. All right. With all my fucking birch planks that I hate. Oh, no, I guess those are someone else's birch planks. Because why would I be carrying birch? Yeah. I can see a lot of reason that people would want to have keep inventory on, simply because the admin here, the loss of equipment's a bit arbitrary, and then you have to do admin with other people. So it's just a slowdown whenever your equipment's still up there. There's still other people there. It's no big deal. Yeah. So just get your shit. See, and those torches aren't mine either. It was definitely someone else's torches. And that's just me being particular about inventory. Anyway, on the other hand, like when I play solo, like I think it is important if I lost a bunch of good shit before I fell down that hole. That didn't actually make me sad. As the other batch of shit I lost whenever I fought a group of pillagers in a little hole in the wilderness, and I ran around like an insane person trying to find that hole, and then I found it, and I kamikazed the pillagers instead of grabbing all of the stuff, putting it into my inventory, and then letting myself die and resetting the clock, but knowing I could respawn and just get it again now that I knew where it was. It would, have a shorter clock on it. So naturally, I ran in and I fucking fought the pillagers, and I died. And then whenever I came back, I got the shit that I had when I died the second time, but everything else was lost. For as young as this server is, I have lost a lot of good shit on it just from death and negligence. I'm definitely much more accustomed to being in a world that I'm familiar with and having vast resources. And they're still getting out. God, it's amazing. So anyway, they're doing this stuff. I believe Geplin has found like the central room with like the chest and nether wart. He hasn't found like a nether wart farm. The ones that they have at the base of those staircases in certain fortresses. This fortress doesn't have that. He just found like the central room, which is really disappointing, which is like a tiny central room in one chest. This is a garbage, a real garbage fortress. It's not garbage, it's just modest, There's just not a lot happening here. So I did find it as another blaze spawner, and I lit it up, which should cut down on the spawns. I mean, I'm not getting, gangbanged by a room full of thick blazes, and they're burning rods. So I consider that to be, with torches, effectively neutralized. So anyway, I think I set out here, and I should have known better to pop around. I still haven't gotten a blaze rod, by the way. I've killed a couple of these guys, and I haven't gotten a blaze rod. Just a personal bitch, because I must bitch about something. So, I know there's a core. I don't know that Geplin's found that core yet. So I'm just trying to find some direction to go into explore on this thing. And really, there's just nothing. You know, 2 blaze spawners isn't a bad find. Netherwort isn't a bad find, but I can see that structure up there. So I'm like, I'm just going to build across to that. That's going to be so cool. And I know better than to do what I'm about to do. But you know what? Sometimes I am just a stupid. So I'm like, yep. I'm just going to cut into that and then up that. And I just do not fall. And I do not make that jump. And I swear to God, I almost fucking died. I'm just so lucky to be alive after that. I fell so far and I fell right next to lava. And, you know, as unforgiving as this game is sometimes, it's easy to take for granted the near misses you can have. And now I have this diamond pickaxe to cut a set of stairs all the way up the side of this building. So that's going to be fun. So, but again, I mentioned it while we were here. There's no ghasts. People could hear ghasts the whole time. I really couldn't because of my sound setup. But we really didn't have any gas, which would have really been like the syrup on these poo-poo pancakes. So we're lucky in that respect. Having almost no gas BS to deal with, I think. Yeah, it means we haven't got any gas tiers, but I don't think we're just now getting to the point we're ready to go brewing. There is actually a brewing stand in the village. I pulled it from another village, and we just need the blazes and netherwort to get that kicked off. So we've got the netherwort, we've got the soul sand, and now we have the source of blaze rods, blaze powder, I guess. So we're good to go. One thing that interests me is the mythology that people always try to put onto Minecraft. Where it's like, you're the last of a species of people who made the fortresses and blah, blah, blah. And the villagers are just devolved versions of that. And the pillagers are devolved versions of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't really get that simply because these are not organic structures. These are not organic entities. Like chickens don't breed and make chickens. So there's no like natural world. The entire world is created, and not according to some immutable physical properties, just because it spawns that way. So that's not so bad. I'm sorry. I made some goop. You know, it's refried beans and some cans of diced tomatoes. And some corn, some can, and these diced onions and bell peppers that you get in a little pack from the grocery store. And I made some earlier this week, and then I ate it all. And then I had the corn and the onions and the bell peppers left over. And Peter did the same thing I did, but he didn't survive. So I'm trying to get his stuff for him so it doesn't time out. And the inventory's full, and I don't really know what to throw away. And I'm like, seeds could be important. Saplings are probably less important. And I was going to put it down, but it bounced into the lava. So anyway, I got all that, and then I ate all that. And then I had like half the corn and half the onions and bell peppers left over. I'm like, I could just make more of it. It's a cheap meal. So I did that a couple days later. Sorry, that zombie pigman was going full Blair Witch. And a few days later, and I refrigerated the corn and the bell peppers and the onions. But then I got all the stuff, and I maybe maybe left it in my room after I mixed everything in, and for a few hours, and then I eventually put it in the refrigerator. And I ate some today, and it was zesty. Zesty is how I would describe the flavor of it today. A little bit of a zing in there, more than, I mean, as a very, very, very white person, you know, lots of things can have some zest, but that was the zestiest of the zest, and I'm beginning to think that maybe some of that was bad. You know, like I can choke it down, but you know how they have in the games where they say, hey, you know, Tex is going to remember that, or, you know, Seamus really liked that. I feel like my body, when I was eating that, was going, oh, you're going to eat this? Well, your body is going to remember that. And this is like 3 scenes later where you're in the scene where that's, I'm stuck on the architecture that I made for my own Nether gate, which is embarrassing. Anyway, I feel like I'm in the scene where I have to pay for that. Feels kind of bad. It doesn't feel good. I've got the next 2 days off of work for reasons, and I think I might need both of them to recuperate from this food. But dirty little secret, it's probably going to be dinner tonight. It's not bad. It's, I mean, this is where cheese comes from. This is where wine comes from. So if you're a French person eating things that have gone really bad, it can't be all bad. And if you're not French, you know, I could use some water. Oh, okay. Okay, I was worried for him in the moment, but that's actually hilarious to watch. Gepwin didn't die like the rest of us during that village raid. He didn't die in the Nether like the rest of us. So I just don't think he's slept recently, because he didn't need to rebase himself because he wasn't worried about dying, because he has pretty good equipment. So I guess he hasn't slept in a while, so he gets bombarded by fucking phantoms. That's outstanding. I think we both sleep, but I think he's actually fine. Yeah, I think he said he finished off the last of those as day broke. So yeah, I think we're set up in the Nether. I'm going to be spending the rest of my afternoon setting up the gates here, and they're going to set up the gates on Gepwin's base, and that's going to be it. So that is it for today. I hope this was amusing to watch and or listen to.